In the busy street of Owerri, one shop ruled them all: Shandy Luxury Hair. Madam Shandy was a tall, flashy woman, always rocking designer outfits, 6-inch heels, and 40 inches bone straight wigs. Her wigs weren't just wigs, they were symbols of wealth and fashion. Her prices were outrageous: 700,000 for Peruvian bone straight, 800,000 for CEO luxury waves, 1 million for Royal Duchess Bohemian coils. Still, women flooded her shop like pilgrims chasing salvation. Madam Shandy would smile and say, "If you cannot afford it, go and hustle harder. Beauty is not for the weak." While other wig sellers barely made rent, Shandy was raking in millions weekly. People began to whisper, "This one no be ordinary. There must be juju involved," but nobody dared to confront her. At least not yet. Before she became queen of luxury hair, Madam Shandy was Shanita Nwokocha, a struggling single mother of 2. Shandy's boyfriend had convinced her that they should all relocate to Canada. But since they had limited funds, the plan was for Peter, her boyfriend, to travel first. Shandy sold everything in her boutique, sold some of her father's lands, and helped sponsor his trip abroad. The agreement was for him to work and prepare a place for Shandy and her children, and send money for them to join him there. They did a quick registry wedding, and Shandy waved goodbye to him at the airport with her left hand showing off her wedding ring. But a year later, her so-called boyfriend/husband had disappeared. He was no longer responding to Shandy's calls or messages, and he had equally blocked her on all social media platforms. Shandy realized she had been deceived and abandoned to care for her 2 children alone. Shandy had to sell akara by the roadside, but merely made 2,000 daily. She had no capital to start a business and no one to help her. One night, Shandy sat in front of her 1-bedroom apartment, crying. Her flashy friend Debbie pulled up in a white Mercedes-Benz GLA. "Babe, why did you suffer like this? There is a church I know, very powerful. Once they bless your hustle, customers will rush you like honey," Debbie told her friend. "Church abi cult?" Shanita asked Debbie. Relax. It's called Celestial Seraphim Ministry of Everlasting Favor and Divine Multiplication. Very harmless. Just follow me," Debbie clarified. That Sunday, Shandy attended. The pastor wore red velvet shoes, gold rings on all 10 fingers. He prayed for Shandy and then whispered a terrifying rule to her. "For your business to succeed, you must sacrifice 3 live pigeons and 1 strand of virgin hair every full moon. But above all, never refuse any woman called Comfort when she wants to buy a wig. If you do, everything you have will vanish," the pastor warned. Desperate, Shandy agreed. The rules were simple. Nothing could go wrong, or so she thought. Within a year, she went from frying akara to owning the biggest luxury wig shop in Owerri. But as her wealth grew, so did her arrogance. And arrogance always has an expiring date. Women fell all over themselves to buy Mama Shandy's wigs. They believed their social life depended on them rocking Mama Shandy's wig. Every celebrity was rocking Shandy's wigs. To be a big girl, you needed to own a Shandy wig. Shandy was now a celebrity herself. One day, while chilling in her nice hotel room at Miami, she received a text message. It was from the father of her children. Peter praised Shandy on her success and begged her for forgiveness, but Shandy simply blocked his line and went back to enjoying her life. Shandy's customers weren't just residing in Nigeria. Shandy's wigs were worn by women all over the world. One of Mama Shandy's loyal customers was Amaka. Amaka was an Instagram influencer who believed with the whole of her being that her self-worth was tied to the length of her hair. Her husband Chike had already spent 1.3 million on Shandy's wigs, but when Madam Shandy dropped her 900,000 Royal Duchess 30 inches Bohemian coil, Amaka lost her senses. "Baby, if I don't get this wig, my enemies will mock me," Amaka said. 900,000. Amaka, is the wig performing miracles? Chike asked. "Baby, please don't embarrass me. Nkechi's husband has bought her two already," Amaka said. "Then marry Nkechi's husband now," Chike told his wife. Chike refused to buy the wig for Amaka, but nothing was going to stop her from rocking the wig from Shandy Luxury Hairs. Amaka knew her husband always had money lying somewhere in the house. In the past, she had never taken his money without his permission, but Amaka couldn't control herself this time. She searched his room. She turned it upside down until she found a briefcase with about 1.2 million naira inside. "So this man has money in this house, but he wants to be stingy," Amaka said as she took out 900,000. It didn't matter to Amaka what the money was meant for. The moment she posted a picture of herself wearing the wig on Instagram, she trended. "A queen and more. If your wig is not Shandy, are you even alive?" she captioned the picture. 2 weeks later, Chike started looking for the money. "Amaka, where is my money?" Chike asked. "Baby, I invested it in my appearance," Amaka said, flipping her hair. "Appearance kwa? You go disappear from my house today," Chike said as he grabbed her. He threw her out with her 900,000 naira wig still on her head. Twitter went wild. 900,000 naira wig but homeless. God abeg o. Niger Savage posted. "Ladies, please date men that match your hair budget," Gist Lover Extra posted. And then was Uchechi. Uchechi, a 300 level student, was the definition of vibes over sense. She emptied her 300,000 naira school fees and borrowed 500,000 from her Yahoo boyfriend to buy Madam Shandy's 800,000 naira Boss Lady Bone Street. When the wig landed, Uchechi unleashed chaos on Instagram. "If your wig is under 500,000, we are not mates. Hashtag soft life only." She became queen of the hostel, but exam season came and her name wasn't on the list. Her mother got the news and arrived at the campus. "Where is the 300,000 school fees I sent you?" Mama Uchechi asked. "Mommy, don't shout. I invested it," Uchechi said. "Invested where?" her mother asked. "In Madam Shandy," Uchechi replied. Mama removed the wig from her head and waved it in the air while screaming, "Come and see my daughter's master's degree in wicology." The girls at the hostel laughed until they cried. TikTok trends erupted. Wicology 101. Shandy had another customer named Ngozi. Ngozi, a single mother of one, wanted to destroy her ex-boyfriend's ego at his wedding. Her target was Madam Shandy's 750,000 naira CEOD wave. The only problem was that Ngozi was broke. Her sister Chisom had 600,000 naira she had saved up for her NYSC relocation. One night, Ngozi stole the money, added to hers, and bought the wig. At the wedding, Ngozi arrived like a Nollywood goddess. Guests gasped. Her ex-boyfriend froze mid-speech. At the reception, Chisom, her sister, walked in. She was livid. "Ngozi, that's my relocation money on your head?" Before anyone blinked, a full-blown wrestling match broke out in the middle of the reception. The MC begged, "Please, remove eyelashes first before exchanging blows." Guests recorded everything. Within hours, the video hit Twitter. Hashtag Weak Sisters Fight. Thousands of memes and Nollywood producers started using the situation as a movie script. Peter, on the other hand, kept begging Shandy to take him back. He came up with many stories of why he abandoned her. He said he had been in prison and was wrongly accused. Then he said he was broke and could not send money home. Then he said he had been ill. Shandy told him to tell the truth, and he finally admitted that he had gotten married to a rich Canadian woman. But she had started ill-treating him. They had divorced, and now he was working day and night to pay her huge child support. He told Shandy that he wanted to come back to her and the children. Shandy encouraged him to come back, and when he did, Shandy completely ignored him. Peter tried with all his might to see Shandy. He wanted to meet her face to face and beg her. Peter felt that even though Shandy was now rich, he would still be able to get her to forgive him. He felt that there was no way Shandy would turn his back on him if she were to see him and look into his eyes. After months of trying unsuccessfully to see Shandy at her shop, Luck smiled on him one day. He was ushered into her office, but the way Shandy looked at him, he couldn't even get near her. Peter immediately got on his knees. "Shandy, I came back for you. Please forgive me. I swear I will never hurt you again. We can start again." Shandy kept mute. Peter didn't know if she didn't hear him the first time, so he repeated himself, and Shandy burst into a loud laugh. She laughed so hard that tears came out of her eyes. "Start again with who?" "Go back to your Canadian madam," Shandy said, and called the security to walk him out of her premises. Madam Shandy was at the peak of her empire, making millions weekly, but her biggest mistake came on a quiet Thursday afternoon. An elderly widow entered her shop holding a small nylon bag. She spoke to one of the sales reps at Shandy's shop. "My name na Comfort. My pikin dey marry next week. Abeg, give me small week make I fine." The young lady told the woman that they don't sell hairs on credit, and neither do they give out free hairs. The old woman insisted, and soon Shandy spotted the situation from her office through her CCTV camera. Shandy came down to see what the problem was. "My pikin dey marry next week. Abeg, help me with small wig make I look fine," the woman begged Shandy. "Madam, if you no get 500,000, go buy scarf," Shandy said, rolling her eyes. "We sell only luxury here, and luxury cannot be for everybody," she said, and went back to her office. The entire shop went silent. That night, Shandy woke up to the sound of pigeons screaming and hair strands crawling off the mannequins in her room. The next morning, every expensive wig in her shop turned into brown bathroom mops. Her entire followers dropped by 50k in 1 hour. People dragged her online. From Madam Shandy luxury hair to Madam Mop and Bucket, life can be humbling, banter boss posted. Within a week, Shandy lost everything. Her wig stopped selling, customers demanded refunds, and creditors chased her. She ran to the pastor, and he brought out a small mirror and showed Shandy when she had turned the old woman away. He reminded Shandy of the role she was given. "Pastor, how would I have known her name was Comfort?" Shandy screamed. "That was the one task you had," the pastor said. That was the beginning of the end for Shandy luxury hairs. The three women, Amaka, Uchechi, and Ngozi, who ruined their lives for her wigs, became public laughing stocks. One night, neighbors swore they saw Madam Shandy walking barefoot, carrying a mop on her head, muttering, "Comfort has destroyed me. Comfort has finished me." Other wig sellers in Owerri were finally able to breathe. Shandy was gone, but in her ruined shop, the pigeons kept crying every night. After the fall of Madam Shandy's empire, the once queen of luxury wigs disappeared from the spotlight. Her mansion was also gone. Her cars were sold, and even the women who once fought tooth and nail to buy her 800,000 naira wigs no longer picked her call. For months, Shandy struggled. Depression knocked on her door daily. Social media roasted her endlessly. Madam Shandy, when they shout, buy luxury, buy confidence, is now buying gala and pure water. Gossip Naija posted. Wahala Pro Max. This life no balance so. From 900,000 naira wigs to 9,000 naira. God abeg o, Wahala Pro Max posted. Shandy cried, but deep down, she knew she couldn't give up. One day, she got a call from an old friend, Mr. Bode, the manager of Naija Wave 98.5 FM. Shandy, I know that you're going through a lot, but you have a gift, your voice. Come to the station tomorrow. Let's start afresh. At first, she hesitated. She felt disgraced, stripped of her former glory, but hunger and humility are powerful motivators. The next morning, she walked into the station wearing a simple 2,000 naira gown and no wig, just her natural short hair. But they had an idea. We are starting a new youth program. I want you to be the host. Share your story. Motivate them. Be real. Me? The whole country dragged me on social media. Who wants to hear from me again? Shandy asked. Exactly. They know you. They'll listen if you speak from the heart, but they say. And so, Shandy Speaks was born. A late night motivational program where Madam Shandy shared stories of resilience, failure, and hope. At first, only a few people tuned in. Some mocked her. Na you wey dey sell 900,000 naira wig, they motivate me. Abeg rest aunty, a caller said. Shandy, abeg, you dey air this program from your mansion or from your debtor's house, another caller said. But others called in crying, thanking her for giving them hope. Auntie Shandy, I won't give up on life, but hearing your story tonight, I will try again. God bless you, one caller said. Within 6 months, Naija Wave 98.5 FM became the hottest radio station in Lagos. People stayed up late just to hear Shandy's words. Some called to confirm if she was real or just a myth. Abeg, this Shandy sef na real person or AI voice from America? A caller asked. Every Friday night, Twitter would trend with hashtags like Shandy Speaks and Rise Again. Shandy became more popular than ever, not as a woman who sold wigs with juju, but as a woman who taught an entire generation the power of hard work and second chances. One night, during a live broadcast, she said the words that made headlines across Nigeria. I once thought shortcuts would make me successful. I used charms, I manipulated people, and I paid the price. But today, I stand here with no wigs, no riches, just me and my voice to tell you hard work still works. Don't sell your soul for success. If I can rise again, so can you, she said tearfully. By the time she dropped the mic, thousands of listeners across Nigeria were in tears. Madam Shandy didn't just rebuild her name, she rebuilt her purpose. And this time, she built it on the one thing juju could never give: integrity. No shortcuts last forever. Juju, lies and deceit may give you temporary success, but they always come with a price. True success is built on hard work, humility, and resilience. If you enjoyed this story, please give me a thumbs up. Subscribe to this channel if you haven't, and tell me, what do you think of Madam Shandy's story? Please share the story with your friends and watch the story on the screen. I'm sure you're going to enjoy it.